So welcome to Black and White, where I try to deliver news to you, political news, which seems to be the most prevalent platforms for any content creator that's really serious about keeping up with what's going on in this fascist country now that used to be known as the United States of America. Okay? And by the way, we're all Americans. For those of you who probably did not get no more than a third grade education in school or fourth grade reading level, even though you might have even got a GED or dropped out when you were a sophomore, junior, or senior, we're all Americans. All right? The Americas is a continent. It's not a country. The United States just has to be the United States of America. South America, Central America, all of that. Argentina, Venezuela, Mexico, Canada is all America, all right? So just to brush you up a little bit on basic geography and social studies, all right? Now, with that out the way, I didn't watch the Nazi rally, formerly known as the State of the Union Address, from the cosplaying guy that's supposed to be president or the dictator or whatever, King Donnie, up there at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. I didn't watch it, but I did watch some replays. I did watch I think there's a version that I watched today. I think this morning was like a 3-minute version, and I could play it for you. But look, if you didn't see it, it's the same shit he's been saying for the last 10 years. It was a Trump rally. That's all it is. That's all anything he does is a Trump rally. Whether he's in the Oval Office talking to reporters on the world scene, it's just a Trump rally. That's how he regurgitates the same useless, meaningless bullshit that he's been regurgitating ever since he came down that escalator in 2015 and said he was running for president of the United States. Okay? That's it. All right? So I'm not going to waste my time. And somebody said it was an hour and 40 minutes. Now, some of the clips I saw, I did see him, the suppression of our First Amendment freedom of speech rights was very prevalent in that. There was a guy named Representative Al Green. He just had all he did was have a sign said, "Black people aren't apes," and that was in reference to that BS video that supposedly Trump didn't know he had put out on social whatever, that he had posted about former President Barack Obama and former First Lady Michelle Obama were depicted. Their heads were, Photoshop or whatever, AI, and put on bodies of monkeys. Basically, shows them as monkeys. Okay, so we know where that shit dates back to. But look, we're not surprised by none of this racist shit. All right, we're not surprised by any of this racist shit that they're throwing at us. We've been through this shit for 400 years. Whether you're light skinned, purple, black, midnight black, albino black is black, and we've been through this shit for, I'm the color of this. I'm a black man. I got the wild nose. I'm the color of this because, one of my great grandmothers was raped, and by the massa, and the bloodline ensued, and et cetera, et cetera. I'm not gonna get into that shit. But anyway, I didn't watch it because right now, we're basically living in a authoritarian, fascist government. That's what this administration is. It's democracy. Forget that. What? Democracy? Who? No. There's no longer a democracy. The red, white, and blue, that flag, throw that shit away. I don't care. Get rid of it. It doesn't mean anything anymore. All the veterans that died in World War I and World War II, and all this to stop the spread of fascism with a Hitler guy, the little mustache man, all that shit is, all the cemeteries, all that shit is down the drain. All that shit is down the tubes. It's for naught. because we are sit big back. Not saying we, but the incel two-teethers, maybe lucky if they got 2.5 brain cell people that voted for them, the red hatters, you know what I'm talking about. They're fine with this, they're fine with oligarchs, whatever you call them, pushing us down. They're fine with no health care. They're fine with no benefits, nutritional benefits to help. They're fine with the children not getting no medical insurance for their children if they get severely sick or get cancer or God forbid or whatever. They're fine with that, just as long as they can pass out the racism and express and say their racial slurs and get away with it, which now is starting to get a lot of their ASSESs kicked. Okay, a lot of YouTube videos and TikTok videos out there of them stepping up to the wrong people, whether Latino or black, and getting the shit slapped out of them. Okay. So that's more prevalent, and that will happen because we are not our ancestors. We're not the nothing against Dr. Martin Luther King, but we're not the Negroes marching with folded arms, talking about we shall overcome and singing Negro spirituals as we get our fucking heads beat in and dog sticks on us. That's right now. We can fight back in more ways than one. Okay, but like I said, I didn't want to watch that because it was just a Trump rally. It was another Klan rally. Shout out to the women's hockey team for winning gold. Shout out to them, and also enough respect, and shout out to them for not going to the White House for a ceremony. The women said, "Fuck you, you racist, misogynist piece of shit. Fuck you. We ain't coming there." But of course, the men, you know who they support. They had Johnny Cash, P-Tail, over there drinking beer, and he's supposed to be over here doing his FBI job to combat counterterrorism, all the shit that could be coming from other countries against us right now. But no, he's too busy flying on our dime on his private jets, his jets, and over there with his girlfriend and shit, and drinking beer and jumping down, celebrating and doing frat boy shit. So that's fine. So fuck them. I saw a clip where Trump even introduced him out. They came out, and if they would have had any respect for their women counterparts, I'm gonna tell you, if them guys would have had any respect for their women counterparts who also won gold, they would have told. They would politely said, the majority of them would politely said, no, we can't do that. They didn't want to do it for a certain reason. We stand by our female teammates, but they didn't because they're fucking red hatters too, and most of them are pro players, and like the pros can play and get gold now because the United States are getting their ass kicked so much, so now we allow pros to play in there so we can win gold and whatever, golf or tennis or whatever it is, It's we're always stacking the deck for our own fucking benefits. Okay, let's get something else. I saw a report where Cuba is getting starved out. The Cuban people are getting starved out. There's an embargo. They're not getting any oil. They're not getting any. Their water's fucked up. Their power's down. Power grids are down. People are starving. Kids have no medication. Old people have no medication. They're basically getting starved the fucked out. All right, because you got to realize when we illegally went over and toppled the Maduro regime and took him and his wife into custody, that basically stopped the pipeline because Cuba was in Venezuela. They were sharing a lot of resources, helping each other out. But yeah, it's another of this white imperialism, colonialism that's going on. The J.D. Vance shit talking about we're not going to apologize for being white anymore. Nobody ever asked you to apologize for being white. Well, nobody's never asked y'all to be white out of being white. Y'all are what you are, shit, I mean, but if you look throughout history, all the empires that always wanted to conquer and subjugate people and kill people and bring people to, who was it? Huh? Who was it? Right? But anyway, so Cuba is getting stamped out right now because of this racist regime. Supposedly that was a a boat that came within 1 nautical mile of the Cuban coastline, or wherever it was. I don't know exactly where it's Cuba. And there was a boat with 10 or 11 men on it, and they were armed and they were shooting. I guess so. The Cuban Coast Guard, or whatever you want to call it, intercepted them. There was a shootout. There was 4 Americans were killed, 6 wounded, and supposedly they have those wounded. They captured. I don't know if they're probably getting attended to it in medical facilities there in Cuba right now. But yeah, that's what happened. But the more I look at it, the more I can tell you that was a planned operation. Even though I saw a clip where Marco Rubio came up and said, "We don't know. We don't have all the intel. We don't really know what happened." Yes, you do. Yes, you do. It was some fucking mercs. It was some mercs. It was some mercenaries. It was some retired former SEAL, Delta Force shit type, fucking Blackwater bullshit going on, you know. And y'all thought what was going to happen was you were going to get over there and get to the coastline, you know, maybe in the darkness, and get there and infiltrate and start, you know, causing people to descend and pass out bullshit, fucking, you know, Charlie Igloo, alpha type material, that 300 agency. Okay, so. Yeah, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's all look. They know what was going on. They know who planned it. They know who they sent. And this boat was registered in Florida, and supposedly the people on there were Cuban Americans. Huh? Can you say coup d'etat? Can you say let's topple this regime? And how do you get it? How do you get in there as a, you know, as a Charlie Igloo alpha type person, and with hired mercs and shit, and, you know, and special forces type? Yeah, that's where you do it. You get in there, and you get 10 or 12 guys in there. Next thing you know, you got your little bands of, you know, you finance them. You got some money. You finance. You get more weapons in there, and you get these little bands of resistance and go up, boom, topple them and put in your shit. Okay, cool. Ain't nothing new here. Vietnam was the same fucking way. You know, Korea was the same thing. Fucking, Iraq, Afghanistan, it was all bullshit. It was all bullshit, bro. It was all bullshit. It was all big money war, oligarchs wars, billionaire wars, oil, resource, whatever, et cetera, et cetera. Same thing they're doing in Congo and Nigeria now, bumming shit. So ain't nothing to. And shout out to much love to the people of Palestine. That's what the Palestinians, that's what the Gaza Strip is. That's what they're doing. This is all backed by Israel, U.S. and Israel money, and Israel just, you know, it's beachfront property, and they already. What do you think? You know that Board of Peace shit that you saw this past week? Trump had that Board of Peace where he said, I'm going to take, you know, $10 billion and give it to the Board of Peace. No, that's $10 billion of our tax money that's going to go to, you know, you know, and more money so they can finish their fucking leveling up the Gaza Strip and build Trump resorts and hotels and shit where Jared Kushner and Ivanka can go there and bring the kids and have a vacation every fucking summer and whatever. I guess that's enough for me, man. I don't know. This shit is, I don't know what else to say, man. I just try to go off ad lib, but ain't nothing going to change till we change it. And by mean changing it, protest and we shall overcome shit, and turn the other cheek shit, and silent protesting and sit down in the street like peaceful fucking Gandhi. It ain't gonna work. So I got to say, I'm not gonna take that no further. Okay, like, share, subscribe. Thank you for watching Black and White. I'll catch you on the rebound.